Hello everyone, welcome to the Cottage. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch, and this is another episode of One Card in 4 Decks. We are over halfway through the Major Arcana and on to the most serene and beautiful cards in the deck, Temperance. Look at this card. It is so lovely, and it just feels like a hug for your soul. Love this card. It's a card of balance, of patience, moderation, and most of all, alchemy. The art of combining diverse elements in order to create something bigger, greater, and more beautiful. Love this card. Love, love, love this card. It is always wonderful when you happen upon it in a reading. It's almost impossible for me. This is maybe for other readers, and if so, please let me know down in the comments. Let me know I'm not alone, but I just let out this, and it's just, it's such a wonderful kind of waterfall feeling of light coming over you when this card comes up. And I just can't help but audibly sigh when it comes up. So the crystal, before I digress and just talk all day about this card, the crystal for Temperance, there were so many, and I had to make a decision. And I chose rainbow fluorite. Rainbow fluorite has its multicolored bands that you can see where it's purple and green and then, kind of blends into one another. And this represents finding harmony by blending opposite energies. Remember, we just talked about alchemy, right? It's a stone of balance and clarity. And it's excellent for achieving emotional stability and mental focus. It helps absorb negative energy and can assist in decision making by clearing out mental fog. This is a beautiful piece because it is a worry stone. So you can just set your palm or set your stone right here and just rub the palm and maybe just ponder your decision. It is wonderful. I love this stone. I'm going to steal it from my wife because I asked her, I said, do you have a rainbow fluorite? Because I think you have a worry stone. And she goes, no, I don't. And I said, I sent her a picture of rainbow fluorite. And I go, it looks like this. And she goes, maybe. I'm like, yes, you do. And so so I stole this from her, and I might not give it back because this is a wonderful stone. So let's get right into it. So Temperance's number is 14, which is a blend. Everything's going to be about blending, so get used to that word. It's a blend of 1, meaning new beginnings, and 4, which is stability and structure. So this creates a balanced outcome, 1 plus 4. And 1 also stands for the self. So this is self-alchemy, personal alchemy, right? So this can be further reduced. 1 plus 4 is 5, meaning freedom, flexibility, versatility, and adaptability. 5 seems to always be a struggle and conflict number for me. And this shows the ability to overcome those struggles through alchemy. So this also points to the need for purposeful integration and balance between different elements in life to achieve a harmonious and stable foundation for personal growth and freedom. So there's your numerology. Now let's get right into the symbology. So let's talk about the winged figure. Now, some call it an angel, but there's no doubt that it's an androgynous figure. It's neither male nor female, and that represents further the balance between masculine and feminine energies, because we don't know. Some people say it is the Archangel Michael. Some say it is the Greek goddess Iris. We'll get into that later. But either way, it's an androgynous, winged figure, and that represents the balance of male and female, masculine and feminine energies, kind of like the yin and yang, going back to the Chariot. All right, so this figure has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the land. This represents the integration of the material world and the spiritual and the emotional world. Remember, all water comes from the High Priestess card, the subconscious. So this is conscious versus subconscious, right? Again, a balance, that yin and yang principle, the blending, right? So then we have 2 cups here showing the blending of different elements or aspects of life, a constant process of integration. The 2 liquids are water and wine. Once combined, can never be separated. Try it. I'll give you $1 million if you can separate the wine from the water. Go on, give it a try. Hit me up. I'll give you $1 million. I'll write you a check right now. All right. The triangle within the square on the chest right there is an alchemical symbol. I know, shocker. It's an alchemical symbol for the connection between humanity's passions, which is the fire. This is the alchemical symbol for fire. And the natural grounding laws, which is a symbolic of earth, which is the square or home or grounding, any kind of like stable structure. Okay? So you're with me so far? Because there's so many symbols in this card. All right. The winding path to the glowing crown is symbolic of the journey through life towards an important goal, requiring patience and balance. You'll get there, and you see that path never truly, you don't see where it's going. You see the mountains representing obstacles, but you never see how far that path is. You got to keep on trucking, homie. You got to keep on trucking. You will get there, but it is going to require patience. Patience is so very difficult to obtain, but it requires determination to have patience, right? You gotta want it. You have to want it so bad you can frickin' taste it. You have to want it. And that's where it requires all of this discipline. That is alchemy. You have to have discipline to have alchemy. Persistence, moderation, discipline, and patience, right? All right. Now, the glowing crown itself represents a higher state of consciousness, divinity, and that spiritual goal. It's there. This is a promise. It is there. It is there. It is that 50 to 75 pounds you want to lose. It is that promotion that keeps having those roadblocks. It is that spiritual enlightenment that you will achieve, but you've got to meditate to get there. It's there. It's a promise. Which, like I said, you got to want it. You really got to want it. Now, the iris flowers, here we go. Here's where I talk about iris. The iris flowers symbolizes the messenger goddess Iris of the rainbows. I follow Iris. Iris is the entire reason why I work with the chakra system. So she bridges the divine and human realms using a rainbow. And she offers guidance. She offers peace, harmony. In my invocation, I actually use the word temperance. So every day I'm asking for it. Every day, give me temperance. Yeah. So this is a call out to her. I love working with her. She is such a gentle, beautiful, she's temperance. I can't, there's no other way to describe her. All right. So all of this put together is a reminder to avoid extremes and take the middle path. Finding equilibrium in all areas of life, especially when dealing with conflict. Remember, fives, 14, add together, 4 plus 1 is 5, right? Especially when dealing with conflict and bringing together different ideas, perspectives, blending, right? Or aspects of self to create something more valuable, alchemy, right? Maintain composure and peace, even in stressful situations. You got this. Connecting with spiritual wisdom and integrating it into daily life. Now, when temperance is reversed, we're overindulging. Look at all that water. It just spills over, right? We're overindulging. We're losing ourself and our purpose. We're stuck, or we're not aligning our daily activities with our long-term goals. We're not being persistent. We're off track. We've lost our path, right? There are internal and external struggles that arise from a lack of harmony or an inability to compromise or being rigid, right? Now, this is the call to prioritize self-care, relaxation, and find a balanced lifestyle. You're off kilter. You need to come back to focus, right? The blending. If you are in excess, you're not blending. You're not balanced, all right? So that is temperance. Now let's look at the Crow Tarot. I just love this. So here you have the wings. Whoop. Did you see my porcupine quill just jump out of my hands? Because that happened. So here we have the Crow Tarot. Here is our alchemical symbols, the square and the triangle, representing fire, rounded fire, balance of opposites. We have our 2 cups here. We have water, and then we have a beautiful art design. It's beautiful. It's not water and wine, but it's 2 elements combined. Oh my gosh, I kind of rhymed. That was a little poem. I love it. We've got our wings representing our winged figure here. And then we have not irises, they look like daffodils, but still we have the flowers. They're the same color. You know, they could be irises. They just don't look like them to me. They look more like daffodils. We can call them irises. Iris is there nonetheless. You know, the crow doesn't have arms, so it's using its beaks. It's doing the best it can. So I really like this representation. Again, it's showing balance. It's showing as above, so below. I'm happy with it. And then it's got a little halo right here that I just noticed right now. So that makes sense with the halo here. Well, looky there, I learned something new. Beautiful representation of Temperance. And then when you reverse it, it just doesn't seem right. It's off balance here. The gravity doesn't work. So that's a good indication of imbalance. All right. Then we have the DruidCraft deck. And I brought out the book because, like, holy crap, there's a lot to this book. But I wanted to read about this for you guys because there was a lot of detail. Just like I had to read the Tarot of the Dragons for their Wheel of Fortune, same thing here. So we have from the DruidCraft the Felt. I think I'm saying that right, Felt. We have, I'm going to show you what I pick out, and then I'll read the book. So here we have a golden cauldron, very much a symbol of alchemy. We have the rainbow here, going back to Iris, right? And then up here, I saw a beautiful six-pointed star. That is a symbol of as above, so below. Again, calling out alchemy. And then she is blending a potion. So this would be the blending of water and wine. So that's what I see so far. That's what I saw. And then I looked in the book. Buckle up, y'all. I get so excited to do these things. I'm going to be sad when I'm done. All right. So I will hold this up so you guys can see the symbols as I go through this. All right. It is Beltane. In the distance, we see Glastonbury Tor and Chalice Hill on the horizon, joined by a rainbow. In the foreground, we see Bridget. Yes, Bridget, who I work with as my patron goddess and why I'm a healer. Totally didn't know this was Bridget. All right. She is both Bridget, the goddess of flame, and the holy well, and a woman in her service, a Felt, or druid alchemist, who combines the powers of fire and water to create harmony, balance, and transformation. Yeah, she does. Standing in her roundhouse beside her cauldron, she mixes a potion from which steam is rising, symbolizing fire and water mixed with air. Yeah, mama. She pours a red liquid into a vessel containing white liquid to make gold, eternally mixing the waters of life in a process which is erotic, medicinal, alchemical, and philosophical. Woohoo! Around her we see herbs drying, a besom propped against the wall, and parchment manuscripts being stretched with witch stones, stones of pebble or flint with naturally formed holes in them, thought to ward off evil, and also known as hag stones, fairy stones, or eye stones. Since this card represents the great work, the great rite at a deeper level than portrayed in the Lover's card, we see its symbol as the hexagram, along with the related symbol of the snake and egg, and that is right here. As found on a druid altar stone in Cumbria. So that's cool. I love that Bridget is Temperance in this deck, and in my Druidic Tarot, she's the Empress. I love when she shows up in tarot decks. That's so awesome. So we see all of the elements represented here, but in a totally different goddess, totally different mythology. And I love it because it works. Now, you guys, I don't break out my Antique Anatomy Tarot nearly as often as I should, because check this out. Oh, I love it. This is Temperance in the Antique Anatomy Tarot. All it shows are two hands and a brain. That was enough for me to ascertain all these symbols. Now think about it. Left brain, right brain, androgynous figure, masculine, feminine. Are you with me? All right. Then we have a hand up here and a hand down here, as above, so below, right? Now, one hand is receptive, one hand is projective, right? Just like fire and groundedness, fire and earth. Now, the left part of the brain, this one, controls the right side of the brain. One foot in this water, right? And then the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body, a foot on land. The path, neuropathways. Am I just a big nerd? Are you guys with me? And then the goal is for this to work simultaneously without conflict, which can be stress, nervous system breakdown, fight or flight response, stuff like that. So I understand how this works. Sometimes the simplest things can be so deep. And I think that that's why I love this deck, and I will never get rid of it, because I love reading abstractly, if that makes sense. And that's why you're here, right? Not for me to like bring stuff that's exactly the same. You want to see something different and abstract. Well, here you go. Temperance in the Antique Anatomy Tarot. So this was Temperance in the Rider-Waite, the Crow Tarot, the DruidCraft Tarot, and the Antique Anatomy Tarot. So tell me what you guys think. How do you interpret Temperance in your decks? Please let me know down below in the comments. I'd really love to know, and tell me if there's a deck that I should check out. I'm always all about that. Please give this video a like, share if you think others would be interested. Hit that bell for notifications if you'd like to see more of these. We only have a few more left, but go back to the beginning, watch them all, because I'm almost done. And then I'll be doing a series on the Celtic tree ogham. You can learn all about trees and learn the different oghams that coordinate with the trees. It's going to be a wonderful time, especially if you're a nature whore like me. I so am. Please visit my website at theveiledcottagewitch.com. You can book a reading with my reader, the best reader in the world, Bobby Fierro, over at Wild Raven Tarot on YouTube. You can also shop my herbal store. I have herbal remedies. I have ritual and spell aids. I even have a facial line that is amazing. Bath salts, the whole nine. Just remember to enter the code word, all caps veiled, to get your free shipping. That's only available through this channel and my gift from me to you, so don't forget to do that. If you'd like to financially support this channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. All the details are down in the description box, but you can also just scan this QR code right here, but absolutely no pressure. Just live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.